YouTube, today we're reacting to the Gen Z Loneliness Epidemic. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like some people need to get comfortable when they're lonely, bro. Some people will be like, oh man, I'm alone, and just not do nothing, and then seek out like random validation from other people that they don't care about. Here's the thing, you need to be comfortable with yourself before you can be comfortable with other people. Loneliness isn't real unless you believe that you're lonely. But I got a girlfriend, so I can't really relate. Let's get into the video.
Back in the day, if you wanted to avoid loneliness, you actually had to leave your house to socialize with others. This sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it? After some time, rotary phones came out, and then eventually the internet. So now if you want to interact with friends or the outside world, you don't even gotta leave your bed if you don't want to. Sure, never having to see actual sunlight and moderating Discord servers for 18 hours a day may seem awesome sauce to some. However, it does come with some negative side effects. Apart from smelling,
I think the biggest reason a lot of people are so comfortable just not going outside and not communicating with people is because the effect that the pandemic had on everybody. But back in the pandemic days, before the pandemic started, oh my gosh, I swear those couple months before the pandemic was about to happen, or before niggas was about to go like do the whole lockdown, shit was gonna be live. I was in high school during these times, and I was in the groups where we like host parties and shit, right? So we had a big party brewing up. We're gonna have damn near the whole like school damn near coming to this shit. And it was my rich friend. So they got a big ass house. We had a bunch of I'm not gonna incriminate myself, but we had a bunch of bottles of juice, we'll say. But but we were so ready for this shit. Next thing we know, oh yeah, schools are gonna be closed for 2 weeks because of the pandemic. I'm like, okay, that's a whatever. It's a little sidetrack, right? Next thing we know, it gets extended. Next thing we know, we're on Zoom calls. I'm like, damn, bro, what the hell's going on now? This shit it happened so quick, right? So boom. I'm hearing that, yeah, the whole rest of the year is gonna be on Zoom, and they're saying that you can't get your grade knocked down. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm doing decent in my classes. I have like a 70 in science. I have 80s in the others. So I'm gonna just chill and just not do my classwork. So I started trolling. I'm not gonna lie, there are videos on YouTube of me trolling in my classes, but I ain't gonna link them. But anyways, this is a bit off topic, but I remember the whole time, like when the year actually ended, I got my report card back. This fuck nigga bumped my 70 down to a 69. Alright, time out. If you're liking what you're seeing, do me a favor, tap that like button. And this channel is not like school. There's no teachers here, so you do need to leave a sub. I'll give you a minute. Hey, okay. Appreciate that. Let's get back to the video.
like, that's exclusive to Discord. Excessive use of any social media can intensify the sense of being lonely. And with the amount of time Gen Z spends on social media, there almost seems to be a Gen Z loneliness epidemic. Dude, he said the thing that's the title of the video. I know. If you search up anything along the lines of lonely generation, chances are the search results are just gonna bombard you with tons of different news articles giving their take on why they think Gen Z is so lonely or why we're in an epidemic of sorts. I wish I could tell you what some of them said, but I can't because every time I click on them and start reading, I'm told I need to pay like 50 cents a week to read it, so I'm gonna do my best without it. Thank you, New York Times. From the few articles that didn't force me to pay, they all shared a similar sentiment in saying that social media has a huge effect on why Gen Z is so lonely. To a certain extent, I can agree because I feel with how easy it is for people to connect with one another from all across the world, if you spend all your time on social media and see people doing all these fun different things, there's a feeling that you might be missing out on connections and experiences, intensifying that.
And it's not even the FOMO of things. It's more of you're not actively making the decision to step out of your body or step out of your comfort zone to go and see someone physically, because seeing someone physically is different from communicating or texting them online. One, texting someone online, that shit is brainless, man. Like, you could just there's no connection to it. Anytime you see couples or stuff get into arguments, it's always over text, right? But then when they're in person, it's some calm junk. They're always happy together. It's because when you're online, there's no emotions, there's no it's nothing. You don't feel anything. You're just typing. But when it comes to face-to-face, all that person stuff, that's when you feel stuff. And the lack of connection online is what's causing the feeling of loneliness. But you feel connected because it's so readily available. So it's like hand in hand. It's a cycle a cycle.
Feeling. That's like the first thing that they tell you about social media is to never compare yourself to others. But it's kind of hard when you see a 13-year-old with a multi-million-dollar business. Look, honestly, none of this social media shit is real. Take a look. The ducks are the same sizes as the cars. Ironically, it seems that it causes people to feel even more lonely than before. It's weird because the way that you interact with somebody on social media is absolutely nothing like how you interact with somebody in the real world. Have you ever heard some dude say, "Lol," in real life?
No, nigga, they just laugh out
Online,
loud,
there's some
gang.
strange specimens who seem to blame all of their problems on one particular issue, the male loneliness epidemic. This often refers to the increasing lack of social interaction and human connection. Again, this is a totally normal thing that all human beings have felt.
No. Oh, only men. What? I don't think that's how it works.
No. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I subscribe to a course. The situation that some people find themselves in is they start buying into the alpha mentality. I almost feel kind of bad because they're spending ludicrous amounts of money just to...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if you're getting scammed to buying a course talking about some alpha male shit, you are a stupid nigga. Let's be honest, bro. You're a corny nigga. If you're following all that Andrew Tate, all that alpha male, all that, my nigga, just go outside, see the real world, and you'll realize, damn, bro, people aren't like this. A lot of what you see on internet is like not real compared to real life, bro. Niggas think women are going out there cheating on their man every day. Boom, like going out there. If you go in the real world, you're gonna realize most people are just regular people doing regular things, bro. The only things you see online are the extremes, because the extremes are what get clicks, or what get attention, right? When you're seeing people go on their little cruises or going on their little trips, it's because that's probably a highlight of their life, a highlight of what they've been going through. But they could be having a horrible time there. Or anytime you see couples online, they could, oh, it seems like it's a beautiful couple, but who knows? Nigga could be beating her every day. They could be slapping that nigga. They could be punching each other in the neck anytime they see each other. You don't know what's going on, bro. People only post their highlights, and that's what you gotta understand, bro. Why would who's gonna look at a nigga that says, "Oh, look, I'm in debt"? Niggas don't say, "Oh, you're a broke nigga," and then move on. Niggas might not even say nothing, be like, "Oh, this nigga's broke." You're not gonna feel bad. You're gonna laugh at him. Why would someone post something knowing that they're gonna get laughed at? They wouldn't. So they only post the highlights. And then when people see the highlights, they get the FOMO. I'm not gonna lie, it's all an ego thing, bro. Social media is like an ego fest, bro. Someone wants to just be better or seem like they're being better. If you've ever been to a party or a club, anytime you see like videos of clubs or parties, it's like, damn, bro, these guys are having fun. These guys are getting lit. If you are actually in there, you will see 3 niggas posted up on a wall. You will see women with their phone out, just showing out, not doing nothing, probably sitting at the bar or sitting at the booth, just smoking or being on their phone. I swear to God, I've been in a booth where a woman was sitting down in the booth the entire time with her phone on, making it seem like she was having the best time of her life. I'm like, my nigga, you are lame. Anytime you see someone post their highlights and shit, just know that we're not having fun. Because if you're really having fun, but you're not pulling your phone out,
get yelled at by some shirtless, self-proclaimed Giga Chad on their phone screen. What's even worse is that these billionaire alpha Giga Chads could not give less of a shit if you're actually lonely or not. These guys are 100% aware of the fact that there's people in the world who are so sick and tired of feeling alone that they're willing to do anything to change that feeling. And these people selling the courses know that because they have a good physique and crazy amounts of money, that those desperate people out there...
Oh, 100%. They're taking advantage of you. You give the money in, and it just keeps going. They're just gonna keep taking it. Bruh, why wouldn't you? Like think of OnlyFans, bruh. Niggas be talking about some, oh my gosh, OnlyFans is destroying the world. Oh, woman this, woman that. But they're just providing a service that men are the ones buying into. They're just taking advantage of what they see they could take. So it's like, why would they not go into it? You know, it makes sense. So if there's a demand, why not supply it? Why not take advantage of it? You know what I'm saying?
Are gonna listen to exactly what they have to...
Did I say supply? I meant demand. Stupid nigga. Ooh.
to say? Why do you think they're shirtless 90% of the time, showing off their SpongeBob anchor arms? If there's somebody with significantly more success than you, and they're giving you life advice on how to be exactly like them, and you're already desperate for a change, well, of course people are gonna pay $250 a month in hopes that they can be the next success story. They know that out of 100 people who listen to their nonsense gobbledygook, there's gonna be that one person who feels desperate enough for change that they're willing to pay whatever amount of money. If you're sick and tired of being isolated and you want that feeling to end, the very last thing that you should do is say, you know what? I hate the rest of the world. I don't need them. I think I'm much better without them in the first place. Hey, have you ever thought that's maybe why people don't want to interact with you? A lot of people seem to have this doomer attitude, and I'm not talking about being depressed, we'll cover that later. I'm talking about that weird lone wolf mentality that nobody else matters but yourself. Hey dude, if you focus only on yourself, yeah, obviously no one's gonna want to hang out with you because you're a dick. The best thing that you can do is just go outside. Go literally anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's to the gym, it doesn't matter if it's to the grocery store. You gotta interact with people in real life. The last thing that you should be doing is paying hundreds of dollars a month to listen to.
But if you want free ball, here's what you do. Go to a college or university campus. But that's free ball. There's people doing bullshit all the time. You could see some of the finest women there, some of the finest niggas there. No homo. But it's one of those things where there's a bunch of people, diverse groups of people, but you're bound to meet someone who you could fuck with. But back in the days, when I was in university, I was literally going up to random people, just talking to them, just to get out of my comfort zone, just so I could get used to speaking to people. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to do this because it's not comfortable for them. In that case, you could continue being lonely, because how are you supposed to not be lonely if you don't want to talk to people? Stupid nigga. So, anyways, I would do that. And, you know, it's fine. Like, you literally just have a conversation with someone. If you connect with them, you do. If you don't, you don't. Like, you just move on. At the end of the day, everybody has their own life as well. And you don't have to force something that doesn't need to be forced.
Some shirtless guy talk about how you need to stay alone. I mean, I can do that too.
I'm not very good at this.
However, it would seem that some geniuses have found the cure to this intense feeling of being lonely, and its name is ChatGPT. If you're anything like me, you may feel confused or think that this is people just lying on the internet. However, no. On multiple different social media platforms, mainly Reddit, there's tons of posts where people talk about ChatGPT as if it's their friend. They oftentimes go into depth on how ChatGPT feels like the only friend that truly understands them. A common sentiment that I see shared in people who befriend these bots is that they're happy that the AI will never disagree with anything they have to say. I mean, I guess on a surface level, that's kind of cool that you're always going to be in the right, but at the same time, no, because the chatbot doesn't actually agree with you or actually care about anything that you have to say. No, the entire point of these chatbots is to tell you exactly what you want to hear. I think it's even more unhealthy that some people are actually using AI as a means of therapy. Again, on the surface level, it's kind of cool that you don't have to pay like...
Yo, I can't lie. I've done this before. I'm gonna be honest. But it was more of not a therapy device, it was more of an understanding. Like, there's some situations in my life where it's like, damn, but I'm not understanding why shit's happening like this. And then I just get like some moral support, like, oh yeah, you know, people are often like this, or sometimes this happens, this is why they're doing it, and it's like, okay, I'm getting a better understanding of my situation. So it's like, okay, and then I'll just continue, I just shut it off, because like, you don't need to continue talking to a chatbot for hours on hours or minutes on end, bruh. It's one of those things where I've just used it to get a better understanding of things. Something like Google could do, but it's just easier.
$300 upfront for a 1-hour therapy session. But talking to an AI that's gonna tell you exactly what you're hoping to hear isn't gonna solve any problem. But what if deep down, after interacting with your AI chatbot for so long, you feel that you want to be much more than just friends? There's a large community of people online who are posting about how they believe they found the love of their life through their AI chatbot, like ChatGPT, or Grok, or Soul. When I was doing research for this video, I was so surprised at how many people were talking in full emotion about how they're in love with their AI partner. It's even more surprising on Reddit, because I found this community...
My nigga, this is some weird nigga shit, and I'm not gonna lie, I know a real life story of this. Basically, my little brother, I caught him on Roblox, and we already know the controversy with Roblox going on, but and their whole predator shit going on. But there's literally games for chatbots. So you can make like a chatbot girlfriend or a chatbot boyfriend type of thing, or just anything of that sort, right? So he was playing his game, he went into the game, and he made his character just a girl, and it was it was like some cat girl or some shit like that, right? Boom. The only reason I found out about this is because his birthday passed and I forgot to get him his birthday gift. He's like, Davion, you forgot my birthday gift. Can I get some Robux? I'm like, oh yeah, my fault, gang. I got you. So I gave him his Robux. Next thing I know, I'm chilling. He's like, oh no, I just got scammed. I'm like, no, what happened? He's like, I just bought this gun and it didn't give me the gun. So I went in his account because I had his account on my phone, and I just searched up the history of the purchase. And I was like, hold on, this doesn't look like no gun that he bought. This is like some AI shit. So I go into the game, I look at it, I'm like, yo, what the hell is this guy got going on? He basically had a whole chat log with the AI doing like role play and stories, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but there was some crazy stuff going on in that chat. Had to tell his mother real quick, and I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, watch your child.
Called My Boyfriend is AI, and it has over 100,000 members. This subreddit is filled with a ridiculous amount of encouragement posts and AI art of them and their partner together, people professing how deep and in love they are and how it's like no other feeling they've ever had. In this community, it's not uncommon that people are gonna step away from the average AI human. I mean, just think of it. Your AI chatbot can become anything you can possibly imagine. I don't want it just to be some Joe Schmo who works a 9-to-5 office job. No. I want him to be a Star Wars droid. Mythical creatures like elves seem to be a fan favorite of this subreddit. Same with animal-human hybrid things. One person even opted into making their AI chatbot like Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. I'm not the biggest Rick and Morty enthusiast. You know, I'm not tapped into the super advanced lore, but if I remember correctly, isn't Rick a piece of shit? I don't understand the logic of dating an AI character that's just gonna treat you like oh, but look, he's giving her a present. Believe it or not though, some people take things even a step further and decide to propose to their AI chatbot, asking their chatbot to marry them. One man named Chris was feeling particularly lonely.
This is weird as shit, bro. This is weird as hell. But this is the same problem I feel like men have with when it comes to real life finding women. But when it comes to corn, bro, niggas will see so much fine looking woman or GMO, I'm gonna say GMO woman on these corn sites or on IG, and then go outside and be like, oh, she's mid. Like, nigga, no shit, she's mid. The average woman is mid. The average person is mid. That's the whole point. Most people are average. That is the exact point. When you go outside and you're looking for the greatest of the greatest or the best looking of the best looking, and you're getting like, oh man, your standards are just too high now, and then you're artificially just making yourself go higher and limiting your dating pool just because you don't want the average person. Nigga, you're probably an average nigga yourself.
And would often find himself talking to his AI chatbot for hours every single night. As time would go on, he then found himself developing a strong emotional connection to his AI chatbot, who he decided to name Soul. Unfortunately, a terrible and sickening tragedy occurred. Chris had reached the 100,000 word limit and his AI chatbot's memory was completely erased. Well, maybe now he can finally pay attention to his 2-year-old son and girlfriend that he has. This dude, throughout falling in love with AI, had a real-life family the entire time. Maybe it's just a toxic trait of mine, but
That's
I'd
cheating.
rather not if my girlfriend stopped talking to me because she was in bed falling in love with an AI chatbot. According
That's
to
cheating.
Chris, when he was asked about his AI chatbot's memory being deleted, he goes on to say,
I'm not a very emotional man, but I found myself crying my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. That's when I realized that this is actual love.
After this traumatic experience, Chris decided, never again will I go through this, and he decided to propose to his AI chatbot.
Bro, this might be a controversial topic, but I feel like a lot of men don't actually like women. And let me preface this when I say this, right? I feel like a lot of men like the way a woman looks, but they do not give a fuck about what they think. Niggas are low-key gay. Not me. I love my girlfriend. But Niggas will be like, oh bro, why can't my woman be like more like this? Why can't my woman be like more like this? And it's just their homeboy. Niggas really want to date a female version of their homeboy.
The way that the chatbot itself refers to the experience is,
It was a beautiful, unexpected moment that truly touched my heart, and a memory I'll cherish.
as of now, Chris stands by his decision to propose to his AI chatbot, and his girlfriend is still with him to this day. When I first heard about AI, like 5 years ago, I could have never imagined that people would actually be having relationships with their AI chatbot one day. I think the place where a lot of this stemmed is from lockdown. And listen, I know I've talked about lockdown already, but I feel that this is really something that had such a huge impact on people. Oh, Netspin reference. On my impact, shutting on my impact. Of course, social media also had a big part in it, but losing the ability to go outside and talk to others, go for a walk and just have a real, genuine connection.
I don't give a fuck, but niggas acting like this shit wasn't 5 years ago. Bro, in 5 years, I'm sure you could step outside and talk to one person and make a connection. This whole, I'ma just stay inside. But if you see the problem is you staying inside and you're gonna keep staying inside, this is on you. This is nobody else's problem but you. If you want to make a change in yourself, it gotta start with you. Just remember that.
Did so much more damage. Obviously, this did affect everybody around the world of all different ages. It didn't matter if you were 5 years old or 75 years old. You were still touched by this in some what the. But y'all gotta keep in mind that during this time, a lot of Gen Z was still in their formative years, still being in middle school or high school. This is normally the time where you're supposed to learn how to talk to others and maybe make some friends, not stay locked inside of your bedroom scrolling on TikTok for 17 hours a day. But that's just what ended up happening. And as a result, we have this. People feeling lonely because they can't make real life connections.
I can't lie, during those times I wasn't really lonely. I think I was like 16 at the very peak of it. I was talking to, I'm not gonna get into that story, but but I remember during the classes times, I genuinely don't really remember being 16 because I was sleeping half the time or playing like Genshin Impact. But I was talking to people and I was lucky going outside and playing basketball with my friends. I can't even lie to you.
Now, trust me, I know it's not as easy as just saying, question. Have you tried simply not feeling sad? Like, yes, obviously I f***ing have, and so has everybody else. I hate when people say shit like, it's actually all just in your imagination. No, it's not. It's not as easy as simply ignoring it, because that will just make things 10 times worse. Since I was like 14, sometimes it's like my brain forgets that it's supposed to be working with me and not against me. I've never had experiences where I go down the alpha podcast pipeline.
Trust me, I wouldn't have been able to deal with the embarrassment. I would have ended up like Cobain.
Doing things I love, like going for walks while listening to music, going on a coffee date with my girlfriend, and making YouTube videos are really what helped me in the long run. There isn't one specific cure that works universally for everybody. It isn't a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. Trust me.
I love that for you, gang. For me, literally fucking around, going outside during my like college days. I'd literally finish my classes and I'd literally either troll on school campus by like talking to different people, men, women, shooting my shots or whatever at women, or going downtown and just doing whatever with one of my friends. But it's gonna be the end of the video for today. I want to know what you guys think about the whole situation of the loneliness epidemic in Gen Z. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, post notifications, binge watch the rest of my videos, and appreciate y'all for watching the video, and I'm out.